This podcast is brought to you by NRL Group Incorporated. I'd like to welcome Janet Stewart-Luce. She's a professional speaker and trainer who helps organizations develop high-performance work teams and is the author of Let's Talk Team Building, 10 Strategies for Becoming a High-Performance Team Member. Welcome, Janet.
Thanks, Pierrette.
So what are we talking about today?
We're going to look at problem solving, and specifically, I'm going to share with listeners a simple 5-step problem-solving model that I like to use. Step 1, define the problem. Step 2, analyze the possible causes. Step 3, identify possible solutions. Step 4, develop an action plan. And Step 5, evaluate the effectiveness. So let's start over. Step 1, define the problem. This is so important. Whether you're working on solving a problem on your own or in a group, it is critically important that you truly define the problem. And it's especially important when you're in a group because you need to make sure that the entire group has the same understanding of the problem. Describe the problem in terms that are measurable and observable. This is called pinpointing. And to better pinpoint problems rather than identifying symptoms, try asking questions like, where is it or is it not a problem? When does it occur and how frequently? How long has it been a problem? When did it start? And how can it best be measured? This allows everyone involved to have the same understanding of the problem as well as making it easier to measure your results and your progress down the line. It also sets the stage for database analysis and solutions. So describe the impact of the problem on others, including service to your customers or employee satisfaction. This helps you to ensure that the problem is significant enough to take up time to work on it. Because if it's really not that much of a problem, why would you spend a whole bunch of time, energy, and resources trying to solve it? So it's a really important first step. And often people shortchange this step. Someone identifies a problem, and they start trying to come up with solutions instead of really pinpointing the problem. It's particularly important when a problem has been going on for a long time, and it's what I would call a systemic problem within the organization. So step 2, analyze your possible causes. Ask, what are all the possible contributing factors? Include factors that are both inside and outside of your control or the team's control. Contribute all of the thoughts on possible causes. It's really important that this step focuses on objective causes rather than fault finding or finger pointing. The intent of this step is to get to the root cause of the problem rather than just focusing on the symptoms of the problem. So continue asking the question, why is that a problem? Every time you get an answer, ask, why is that a problem? Or why does that happen? You sort of dig yourself into a big, deep hole at this point, but eventually when you can't ask any more why questions, you know you're getting to the root cause of the problem. Again, this is a step that a lot of people skip over or they spend very little time on. Someone in a meeting, for example, comes up with a problem. Someone says, oh, that happens because of this. And boom. Someone throws out a solution, and all of a sudden the whole group is running down that track with that solution without having taken the time to really define the problem and really identify all of the contributing factors. Step 3. Once you've identified the root cause, and I mean what's really at the heart of it, identify possible solutions. Identify and generate as many solutions as possible without being judgmental. This is a great opportunity for innovative and creative thinking. You can use brainstorming methods at this time to generate long lists of potential solutions. And once you've generated that list, then you can start using a consensus decision-making process or some other sort of discussion to select the solutions that will have the greatest impact. Step 4, develop an action plan. Action is the payoff for sure. The action steps need to be clearly defined. Volunteers need to be requested and identified for each of the steps involved, and time frames need to be agreed upon for the completion of each step. The last step, another one that often doesn't happen, evaluate the effectiveness of this solution that you've implemented. The implementation plan should be a standing item for all of your upcoming team meetings. The performance that you're trying to have an impact on should be reviewed and tracked to assess whether or not your solution is having the impact that you wanted it to have. At this stage, you can also make appropriate changes to the process and potentially celebrate your successes.
You've just provided us with a great basic 5-step problem-solving model that we all can use, so thank you so much, Janet. If you want to find out more about problem-solving as well as other tips on building a high-performance workplace, you can visit Janet's website at letstalkteambuilding.com, where you can download audio files of her entire book or just the chapters that are of interest to you. Again, that website is letstalkteambuilding.com. And if you'd like to contact Janet and her team directly, you can do so by email at janet@letstalkteambuilding.com. Thanks for being with us today, Janet, and I look forward to our next podcast on diversity in the workplace.